Hello, hello, my lovely Pisces. Welcome back to the channel today. We are going to be doing your weekly reading for April 8th through the 21st. Let's go ahead and get started. Now, on April 8th, let's talk about what's happening on April 8th. We have a new moon in the sign of Aries, and this is also coinciding with a solar eclipse, right? This solar eclipse is going to be setting a time of intention for ourselves over the next 6 months, a time of transformation. Normally, when we work with like moon magic and moon energy, new moons are a time of intention setting. It's planting the seed of intention that normally it's about 2 weeks between the new moon and the full moon. You can think of the new moon as we said, planting the seed, but the full moon is the time of it's the harvest, right? It's when we see the fruit ripen and we're able to see the fruit of our harvest, right? The fruit of our intention. And so this new moon that's happening on April 8th for your very first card here for the week, Pisces, this new moon that's happening is actually setting a time of intention, of transformation that's happening not just on a 2-week timeline like our regular moon energy that we work with, but it's actually happening on about a 6-month timeline. We're going to see some more eclipses happening in the Libra season, which is, about 6 months from now on the other side of the Aries-Libra axis. So, with that being said, this is really setting off the next 6 months of transformation. It's going to be bringing things to light, giving you an opportunity to work through things within yourself, emotionally or physically, mentally, as well as working with things in your world, your physical world as well too. And these things being brought up are not meant to, cause you harm in any way. These things being brought up are not meant to punish you or make you feel bad or ashamed, but it just is being brought up to give you an opportunity for change. And really this moon is giving us the opportunity to level up, really, bringing these things to the forefront so that we can work with them, resolve them, and, essentially level ourselves up from there. So with that being said, let's go ahead and read your oracle cards real quick. You start off with the Eagle Spirit, which says Spirit has your back, which is really sweet. I mean, I'm going to, at the very end of our reading, we have the universe has your back. So it's like a double reminder to you, Pisces, that Spirit has your back. Even when it feels like you've been abandoned, even when it feels like you've been let out or brought down in some way, Spirit has your back. Spirit is supporting you through this change. And as we said, even if things are a little bit uncomfortable or a little bit of a struggle to deal with sometimes, you are constantly supported. And all of this is with the intention of bringing you more towards love, towards leveling up, raising your vibration. The next card here is the Armadillo Spirit, which says set healthy boundaries. So yeah, Pisces, you may need to set some boundaries during this time. Your first card here is the Seven of Wands in reverse, which is like, if anyone needs to set boundaries, this person needs to set and evaluate their boundaries for sure. You actually have 3 sevens, 7 of Wands, 7 of Swords, and then the 7 of Pentacles. So yeah, there is a lot here. Oh, and then the Hanged Woman. I think that's number 7. I've never been good with Roman numerals, so I could be wrong. That may not be 7. Oh, no, you have the Chariot, which is number 7. Hanged Woman is 12. So yeah, okay, so you actually have 4 sevens. Interesting. We'll get into your tarot cards as we keep going. But yeah, there is this need to set boundaries, to make sure that we are, respecting ourselves, really. And finally, your other oracle card here is the Squirrel Spirit, which says believe in yourself. So yeah, don't forget to believe in yourself, Pisces. Don't forget to believe in your ability to see something done, to have the result that you want for yourself. Let's go ahead and get started on your tarot cards here. So we kind of mentioned the 7 of Wands in reverse. This is the card that represents Monday, April 8th for you. And as we said, the Monday, April 8th is the solar eclipse happening in the sign of Aries. that's going to set off a 6-month time period of change and transformation and leveling up for yourself. The thing that's being brought to your focus, attention, and awareness right now, Pisces, is your boundaries. As we said with that armadillo spirit, set healthy boundaries. Normally in the upright, this is a person who has conviction. They stand up for what they believe in. They have the high ground. They have this like upper righteousness of knowing that what they are doing is right. And because of that, they are willing to defend themselves from the naysayers. They are willing to defend their position from the people who are below them, trying to, punch up at them because they feel like maybe they don't deserve to be in that heightened place. But normally this person understands their convictions and they are so strong in it. They know that what they are doing is right, that they are willing to, die on this hill. This is the hill that we will die on because we know deep down we are right. And when this shows up in the reverse, it's saying that you need to evaluate this. You need to evaluate what you are fighting for, what you believe. Our beliefs evolve and change with us as we move throughout life. And so evaluating, what is really important to you? What is really something that you're willing to die on? Is what you are fighting really something that you want to defend this harshly? Or is it something that maybe you need to take a break from? Realize it's not as important, that you don't need to fight as hard for it as that because it's really not something in the bigger picture that's that important. So evaluating your boundaries and figuring out where you are defending your boundaries too. Following the 7 of Wands in reverse, you have the 7 of Swords. This is such an interesting card to show up here because sometimes it's about taking back your power. Sometimes it's about secrets or truths, hidden things being revealed. So, there may have been someone or something that was untruthful with you, something that was hidden from you that didn't allow you to make proper decisions or informed choices about this that are now being brought to light. And we can see this as we can see this a couple different ways. We can end up being upset and we can choose to ignore the truth that's being brought up to us, or we can choose to do something about it. And as I said, this is also about taking back your power. So if something has been taken from you, or if someone has been untruthful or hurtful towards you, this is about taking back your power, choosing whether or not you're going to allow this to upset you or to continue to hurt you past this point. Set healthy boundaries. I think a lot of people think that boundaries just end when we tell someone how they should treat us, right? But actually boundaries extend further than that. We have to have energetic boundaries as well too, to protect ourselves, right? So even if you have the boundary of, let's say, not allowing someone toxic within your life, it also means that you need to set the boundary within your mind of not allowing the toxicity to stay within your psyche. I'm just going to share this personal example with you guys real quick, or with you all real quick, because I just feel like it should be shared. But I have a toxic relationship with some family members that I have since, cut off and distanced myself from them, right? And that's physical distance. But if you hear about, let's say, the negative things that this person is still doing, the toxic things or events that this person is engaging in, right? You also have to have that mental boundary of keeping yourself away from, thinking about it. Because even if you physically distance yourself from someone, you can still hear through the grapevine sometimes about, all the terrible things this person's still up to, right? But knowing that, okay, I've set the physical boundary, I need to set the mental boundary. I'm not going to allow this person's life choices that they are making, even though I'm sad for them that they still make these terrible life choices. It's not my place to change them, and it's also not my place to fix it for them. So I'm not going to think about their problems. I'm not going to take on the responsibility of their problems for myself. So just with that example, make sure that you are setting boundaries, not just within the physical world, not just physical distance, but also mental distance. Don't allow this person to mess up your mind as well. Even if they're not here, don't allow their terrible actions to mess up your head. From the 7 of Swords, we move to the Judgment card. This is an awakening. So This is awakening sometimes to truth. Sometimes it's awakening to your higher purpose. I feel like this is, in your case, Pisces, mostly awakening to truth. So like the Seven of Swords, it's this hidden things, hurtful things being brought into the light. And it wakes you up to a greater truth here. A greater truth of maybe that if this person hid something from you that was really painful, when you find out about it, it wakes you up to the truth of like, this person is not a good person that deserves my time or my energy, things like that. Awakening to your purpose too. Sometimes it has this like epiphany moment of us hearing that like we deserve better. And it's us awakening to that truth for ourselves. Moving on from the Judgment, you have the Seven of Pentacles. And you see that this person is watering this tree. They're watering this tree, giving to this thing to receive a harvest, to harvest the fruit from this tree. It kind of says that like what we focus on is what we will get, what we reap, we will sow. And so this is like, what are you watering, Pisces? What thoughts for yourself are you watering? Are you watering positive thoughts for yourself? I feel like because this comes after the Judgment card, it's almost as if you're awakening to the things that you are giving your attention. And as we said, like taking back your power from like maybe the negative things that this toxic person has been doing. I feel like the Seven of Pentacles could be you affirming to yourself to, water positive thoughts, to water where you can get this positive return for yourself, and not watering or giving time and attention to these negative thoughts or the toxic things of this person, this other person. From the Seven of Pentacles, we move on to the Star card. And this is a card of deep healing, right? So I feel like a lot of you, honestly, a lot of this feels like getting out of like a toxic relationship, right? The Star card is a card of deep healing. This card in the Major Arcana, this card comes after the Tower. The Tower can be a period of chaos, of, it can often feel like things bad are happening, things are crumbling down around us, and it can feel very, very hard and difficult. The Star card is the healing that comes after the difficulty. So, Pisces, you could be healing from this toxic relationship like we've been saying, but I feel like it's almost as if you're reconnecting with like this guiding light. Because the Star card is a guiding light in the darkness. It's the original GPS. It's the navigation that was used thousands of years ago. We would follow the stars to find our way. And so Pisces, it's like you're finding your way again. It's like you're finding and reconnecting with your hope, with your guiding light, your inner light, really, and starting to follow the things that you do want. And like we look at this Seven of Pentacles, and this watering can is literally facing in the direction towards the Star card. So it's almost as if you are watering your light, you are watering your hope. The star almost looks like a fruit from this tree here. Like you are, the star is like the fruit of this effort of focusing on the positive things, allows this piece of like hope to grow within you. From the Star card, you move to the Chariot in reverse. And now we kind of talked about it because like my thing with the Roman numerals, right? We have this is number 7 of the Major Arcana. So you have 7777. You have 4 sevens. So kind of like an angel number here, right? Pretty fun. But the Chariot is normally in the upright. This is like fast forward movement. And it's also about learning to trust the universe. And so like with this card in the reverse, it's almost as if you're relearning to trust, especially since, a lot of this has been about like healing after a toxic relationship. A lot of you could be in this place of like trying to figure out how to heal this trust, heal the trust of the universe. We had the Eagle Spirit. Spirit has your back. And this is almost like learning to trust that Spirit does have your back, reinvigorating this trust of the universe. This also sometimes has like a delay aspect about it, so you could feel as though you are not healing as fast as you would like. You can't rush the healing process. You have to allow yourself time, and you have to allow yourself the space to feel what you need to feel. You can't rush this. You can't rush yourself through this process. And trying to rush yourself, you know, you're going to miss important steps. You're going to have things that are going to keep coming back up until the time that you actually take the time to resolve these within you, resolve this thing within you. So don't try to rush the process. And, you know, learning to trust again, it can be pretty difficult. You know, it's pretty vulnerable to allow yourself to trust again after betrayal, because sometimes that Seven of Swords is like a betrayal, right? Things have been hidden. You find out someone's been lying to you. Learning to trust again can be pretty difficult. And yeah, don't try to rush yourself to heal. Don't try to rush yourself to trust again either. Like, give yourself time to do what you need to do. And finally, after the Chariot card, you have the Five of Cups in reverse. A lot of people have been getting this card for these readings, and this is about perspective, making sure that we are looking at things properly. The Five of Cups, when you turn it this way, it's about pessimism. You see that there's like a darkness, and that you have only 2 cups in the upright, and 3 of them are pouring out. It's like a glass half empty mentality, whereas when you flip the card this way, it's glass half full. There's more cups in the upright than the reverse, and it's saying that you're focusing on the positive things, even though there is still, in either direction, there's still an aspect of loss. It's about, where are you putting your focus? Is your focus on the idea of the things that you've lost or missed out on? Or is it about the new opportunities, the sunrise that happens after darkness? You know, is it you looking on the positive side, feeling hopeful? We had the Star card, feeling hopeful about your new future, your new life for yourself. Only you can answer that question, Pisces. Only you know how you have been approaching your attitude towards this, pessimism versus optimism. With this card in the reverse, you know, you don't want to go too hard in either direction, right? You don't want to be, you don't want to have toxic positivity where you're completely ignoring the signs of like grief or healing that need to be addressed. You know, you don't want to go too far into toxic positivity that you ignore the darker things that need addressed. But also you don't want to go too far into pessimism that you forget to focus on the good that you still have. So Pisces, like I said, this is about how you are choosing to view it, and so only you can really answer and evaluate how you are choosing to approach this for yourself. Let's move on to week 2 here, Pisces. You start off with the Knight of Wands in reverse. So Pisces, your trust, as we said, your confidence at this time, especially if you've had this betrayal from, I don't see a specific betrayal. Like, I don't see if this is a specific, like a partner, like a lover, or if this is a friend or a family member or a coworker. I don't see like a specific here. So whatever this betrayal that happened to you, whatever this loss of trust or this, whatever boundary has been crossed here for you, I don't see what it is, but whatever it was, it left you doubting yourself. It left you in this place of like not being able to trust yourself to do what you need to do. And it may even have you like doubting your dreams, doubting your aspirations. Normally in the upright, this card is like someone who's so confident in themselves that they're almost like annoying sometimes. Like, I feel like this person can be kind of annoying, right? But like, not in a bad way. It's just because that they are so like overconfident about who they are and what they have that, you know, in the reverse, this card is almost as if you need to have a little bit more of this. You need to have a little bit more of this ego about you, right? Not like in a bad way. It's almost as if you need to allow yourself some of this over exuberant confidence. That feels, I wonder, I can't remember if it was your reading last week, Pisces, that had that. But there was a reading that I did my last group of 2 weeks where it was like someone needed to be more positive. They needed to allow themselves this like exuberant confidence. Because it was, I can't remember if it was you, Pisces, but it was like giving yourself a grand confidence, like way, way above what you normally would, because you're only going to be able to accept like maybe 5% or 20% of this compliment, right? And if you can accept only 5% of it, you need to get the compliment bigger, right? Because 5% of 20 is a lot smaller than 5% of 100, right? So it's kind of just this feeling of like, go above, because you know, you're only going to be able to accept this little piece, and might as well make it bigger so that you can have, I guess, more, you know. I hope that that makes sense. I hope that that makes sense, because it makes sense to me, but it has to make sense to you. So let's move on. The Queen of Pentacles in reverse is your next card. So the Knight of Wands is someone who is able to manifest. They're someone who normally has like an idea and trusts themselves to be able to get to where they want to go, right? So if you have an idea of a goal in your mind, the Knight of Wands normally is someone who trusts their ability to meet this goal, someone who trusts that they can crush this goal, right? The Queen of Pentacles is someone who grows. She is the gardener. She is the person who plants the seed. The pentacle within her hands here is the seed. And she is the one who grows. She is the one who prepares the soil, prepares the, you know, make sure that the seed has proper water and sunlight, and that everything that this seed needs to grow and be productive is cared for. And with her showing up in the reverse, you actually have the King of Pentacles in reverse further on too. We'll talk about that later, but the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, this is saying that not only is your confidence shot about yourself and about your ability to like meet your goals, but your confidence in your ability to grow something. Pentacles are kind of like investment, right? Planting a seed is like an investment for your future. So this is someone who I guess is doubting their ability to like see the future that they want for themselves. You need to believe in yourself. We had that squirrel spirit. You need to believe in yourself. And this is like two beliefs that have been shattered in some way by this betrayal from this person. And you need to believe in yourself. What this person did was of their own actions, and it was not your fault, Pisces. What this person did was their choice. It was their choice to do so. Especially if this was like a lover betrayal, you know, it's not about you that this person made this choice. It was them who made this choice, and it had nothing to do with you. It had nothing to do with how much you were giving, whether you were giving not enough or whether you were being too overbearing. It's not about you in that way of like, it's not your fault. So believe in yourself. Don't get caught up in this idea of like punishing yourself for something somebody else did. Moving on, you have the Ace of Cups in reverse. So yeah, I mean, this especially can kind of feel a lot more like a partner, more like a love or romantic interest, because Ace of Cups is about like our love, our heart. It also carries a little bit more of that hope, because like the cup is the heart, right? The cup is heart. It's about this overflowing love and connection and community, right? So when the Ace of Cups shows up, it's almost like a new opportunity for love or a new opportunity for connection, emotional connectedness. And with this in the reverse, I mean, this is really saying that like Pisces, like your heart can feel very tender at this time. Your heart can feel very closed off, like you're afraid to open it up again because this was like someone didn't appreciate what you had to give. Someone didn't appreciate what you brought to the table, the love that you had to share for this situation. And, you know, like I said, it does feel kind of similar to like a partner, but this could also be this is about a lot more than just a partner. I mean, this is a general collective reading, so some of you, it's not going to be about a relationship betrayal. But like, if this is about your job, you know, maybe you really cared about this area. You really cared about headlining some sort of project, only for your job to go with a different candidate who maybe doesn't care about it as much as you do. And so it kind of leaves you feeling a bit jaded, like you're not able to trust or open your heart back up to caring about things moving forward, right? Caring about these other projects and things moving forward. And yeah, the Nine of Wands is your next card here. This is having your boundaries up. This is not just boundaries though. This is like closing yourself off completely for like defensiveness, protectiveness. So yeah, set healthy boundaries, but also like don't close off your heart completely, right? It comes after that Ace of Cups of like, it feels like a broken heart, broken trust, and it's almost like this is from a place of fear of like not letting anything else in, being afraid to care about other things or even other people because of the hurt that you've experienced. Now, setting healthy boundaries, right? Closing yourself off completely from ever loving anything ever again is not a healthy boundary, right? A healthy boundary is a space in between that allows you to not be taken advantage of in the future, recognizing your worth, but it's also from a place of like not being naive either. So like when someone shows you who they are, believing them, right? When someone doesn't treat you properly, believe them. Yeah, it just really feels like this Nine of Wands is like a move towards like closing yourself off, building these really, really high walls, being afraid to let anybody in ever again from a place of like fear, as opposed to like it's so hard to toe that line, Pisces. Like I really feel for you. It is so hard because your next card is like the Two of Pentacles, right? Which this is about balance. This is about finding that balance, towing that line between these two pieces. Trust while also not being naive. It's about, writing that line between the two. You don't want to be naive and overly trust, give your heart to someone again with unhealthy boundaries or no boundaries and end up hurt or used and taken advantage of again. But you also don't want to completely close yourself off and, you don't want to treat someone like with the expectation of being hurt. I'm almost thinking of like entering a new relationship, but treating them like you're expecting them to be like your old partner. They're a new person. You can't expect them to betray you or hurt you like your old partner or your old, your job, your old situation. You don't want to go into it expecting to be taken advantage of in the same way and not being able to give somebody the opportunity to show you different. It definitely feels like, you got to find that peace between the two. Don't close yourself off completely and don't, treat someone with the expectation of them being just like your ex, right? But also don't be naive. Don't go into it giving them full trust and full reign of your heart without learning from the past about it. Such a weird energy, and it is very difficult, Pisces. I really feel for you. It's a very difficult energy to toe the line between the two. Following the Two of Pentacles in reverse, you have the King of Pentacles in reverse. And, we talked about the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, and the King of Pentacles is the step above it. This is also the last card of the Suit of Pentacles, right? This is meant to represent the ultimate person of like the energy of the Pentacles, right? So if the Queen of Pentacles is someone who is able to like nurture this growth, trust themselves to nurture this growth, the King of Pentacles is like the stockbroker businessman who's able to like see this full expansion of this, right? This is someone who has so much wealth, so much abundance available to them that like not only do they trust their ability to build it, but like kings are normally like the outward energy, whereas queens are like the inner energy. So not only is the inner energy, but the king is the outer energy. The outer energy of like how you show up, how you approach things like this within your life. And so both of these cards being in the reverse, while they are both here, it means that the energy is present. But because these cards are showing up in the reverse, it means that there is a blockage. Possibly from you seeing yourself in this way, from you seeing yourself as this really abundant, really successful person. It does definitely feel like, Pisces, this entire reading feels like your heart and your trust for yourself has been broken down in some way. It's very possible that, we said pentacles are about like work and stuff, but it's also about money. So it's very possible that like your ability to show up in the workplace, like show up as this person is, you've lost your trust for your workplace to support you in this way. But, you know, if this is about like a relationship betrayal, this is your finances may have actually taken a hit from this, and you're now concerned about your ability to care for your finances. You're concerned about your ability to care for yourself financially after this. Some of you, this could be like a very financially difficult, like divorce or separation. Something that is like there's a lot of financial ickiness going on and it's taking a big hit for you money-wise. This could even be like someone who has been like secretly spending your money behind your back, secretly spending and racking up credit card debt like in your name in a way that leaves you feeling as though like you've lost everything that you've worked so hard for. Because like the king, as we said, this is the ultimate embodiment of the energy of the pentacles. So with him being in the reverse, this is like you being completely disconnected from this, almost believing that like you can't even be or approach this level of independence for yourself anymore. So anyway, your final card as we move on here is the Hanged Woman in reverse. This is an interesting energy to end on. The Hanged Woman straddles the world, straddles the line between two different worlds. It's having one foot on one side of the veil and one foot on the other. When you see this card, I mean, this is like a trapeze artist, right? Swinging from one point to this like upward point of stalled momentum, and then gravity takes a hold and they swing to the other side, right? So the Hanged Woman is this energy of space, this weightlessness that happens in the middle between two different pieces. And eventually the Hanged Woman is going to have to let go and allow her momentum to take her into this next side, this next piece of the trapeze, right? In the Rider-Waite tarot, the Hanged Woman is the card that happens right before the Death card. So this is like the last breath of life. This is literally having one foot on either side of the veil, one foot in the world of the living. And you have a breath, you have your last breath that you will ever take within you. So yes, because you have breath, you have your one foot in the world of the living. But as soon as you release that breath, you're gone, you know, you have your one foot in the world of the dead. So this is like that moment, that space in between transformation where you find yourself on the cusp, on the precipice, in this realm of weightlessness where eventually you're going to have to move into this next thing, this next phase. And like with death, when you cross the veil, you cannot cross back. Once you are there, you are gone. And so you have to completely leave behind this old life and move into this new life, this new realm, the realm of the dead as opposed to the living. And so the Hanged Woman in reverse, you find yourself on the precipice of this change, Pisces. You find yourself on the precipice of this like big transformative energy where you're going to come out on the other side of this being a completely different person. And it can be scary. It's almost like you're looking down on like a cliff before taking a big jump. It feels kind of similar to like Fool energy, except, you know, the Fool is the one who's making the choice to do this, but the Hanged Woman is not someone who had the choice. The Hanged Woman comes after the Justice card. She is a victim of justice, the justice system. This is someone who has been sentenced to death. And it's, you know, partially their decision, but not. You know, their decision got them there in the first place, got them the sentence of death, but the actual sentence, the actual dying, is not something that they are choosing for themselves. So, you know, it can kind of feel a bit like being a victim in a way sometimes, but really it's like, you know, things are happening and you may not have had a choice about the way that things are going. But you do have a choice about how you approach this. You do have a choice about how you handle this, Pisces. So with that card being in the reverse, you know, there is this piece of resistance towards this new world. There is this piece of like hesitation before moving into this new life. If this is a job, you know, if this is job related, this could be you considering like moving jobs, leaving a job behind. Or even like leaving behind your job position and moving into like a completely different position within the company. for you, if this is like a relationship thing, if this is like losing a partnership, Pisces, then, you know, this card could represent you completely leaving behind like this relationship, like a divorce, you know, leaving behind the opportunity to ever have this relationship. Okay, let's talk about your 2 oracle cards. Now, these cards are from the Universe Has Your Back, right? And so, as we said at the beginning, Eagle Spirit has your back here, Pisces. And funny enough, you actually got the card, the Universe Has Your Back. The universe has my back. And it's literally, let me grab my box, okay? The box that this deck came in, I mean, this is literally the card from the front of the box here, Pisces. So the universe has your back, the very name of this deck, and you got the card that represents this deck. You had it 1, 2, 3 times. I mean, well, I don't know if the box counts, but really, I mean, this is like a double confirmation for you, Pisces, that no matter what, the universe has your back. Even though this can feel very, like, I just feel like, I mean, you've been deeply hurt, Pisces. You've definitely been hurt, betrayed in some way. The universe has your back. Trust that what has happened will be brought to the light. You know, the truth will always has a way of finding its way out. Spirit has your back. The universe has your back. You are not alone in this. You are not navigating this alone. It can feel very painful, but trust that things are working towards your highest good. Your other card here, Pisces, says joy is the ultimate creator. Joy is the ultimate creator. Allow yourself to feel joy. Allow yourself the space to feel joy. Because I feel like, you know, if you are moving away from like a toxic person, if you are moving out of a toxic situation, joy is the ultimate creator. Tapping into your joy at this time will allow you the space to create something new for yourself. You don't have to live in a place of like self-punishment or self-hate. Believe in yourself. Believe that you do have what it takes to create a new life. And joy is the ultimate creator. Create a life of joy for yourself, Pisces. The trash is taking itself out, honestly, is what it feels like. You know, you're moving out of this like toxic relationship, whatever the kind of relationship it is. The trash is taking itself out. So allow yourself the space to feel joy, unapologetically. Don't let people tell you that you're not allowed to feel joy about this crap being gone, because honestly, like, even though it's hard right now, you're going to feel so much lighter at the end of it. So, Pisces, that's where I'm going to leave you for this week's reading. Thank you so much for being here today, Pisces, and I look forward to seeing you all again next week.